What was I thinking? I took a gig on banjo. I don't even play gigs anymore, but I took a gig on banjo. Why? Well, some friends asked me to come fill in with their band in Northern Illinois, and it happens to be 10 minutes away from where my in-laws live, so we get a chance to go up there and and hang out. Now, I have not practiced banjo for years until a couple weeks ago when they asked me to do this gig. I learned to play banjo when I was in my teens, when in the 90s when I lived in a subdivision that was essentially landlocked. You know, I can't go past the big road on my bicycle. And I had all summer to learn how to play banjo because Dad said, "Hey, do you want to fill in for me? I can't make a gig." He was a football coach. He had a game on a Friday night and had a gig booked on a Friday night. "Do you want to fill in for me on this set?" And not knowing what that would mean, I said, "Sure, I think I could do that." I was already playing guitar and mandolin. I think I could, learn these 12 songs on banjo. And so I did. I spent all summer. I learned how to play banjo. This is something a 14, 15-year-old kid can do, is spend all summer working on something and be able to do that, okay? So no worries in the world, was able to do that. But then I never really played much banjo past that. Enough to teach some beginning banjo, but not enough certainly to take a professional level gig or anything like that. And so I thought, well, this might be a fun challenge. And then I thought, well, what do I need to focus on now over these next few weeks here, about a month or so to this gig? What do I need to focus on to be able to play? Now, when I was young, I focused on learning both the tunes that were going to be on that show, and then later I kept playing a little bit. But it was always about maybe playing hot licks or maybe learning clever pull-offs and different J.D. Crowe style things. And but where I really struggled with was not getting stuck. And like a good banjo player to me can keep a flow going the whole song, and I could never do that. My breaks sounded a little bit choppy, and so I thought, well, what I really need to work on is, in essence, backup. How do I keep the song flowing the whole time? I thought, instead of learning all these hot licks this time, like I would when I was a teenager, I'm going to focus on what I know that I will need, which is keeping a flow of notes going and really being able to play rolls through the whole song. So I just started working on my rolls and trying to play them in time. My forward rolls, my backward rolls, and the different variations, and trying to keep a roll going. And so that's really what I've been working on, different roles. And I liken it to this. I like this show where they drop these people off in the Alaskan wilderness, and, the necessities become pretty evident. Nobody's thinking about what sofa to buy from Costco or something like that. They're thinking about food, shelter, water, and how to get those and to safely live through the winter or whatever they're trying to do. And so, having been in band situations before, I'm thinking about what's really going to be necessary for me. And in this case, it's mostly playing backup. You play licks and the melody for a smallest portion of the song, but most of the song is backup. So, anyway, if that helps you think about how to approach guitar in some way, if you're normally here for the guitar. So here, I'm going to play a little bit of banjo. Now, the banjo's loud. Can you still hear me? The banjo's loud with picks, and I haven't been practicing much with picks, so that's another step I got to take. All right, here's a little what I've been working on. All right. Thanks a lot. lot. We'll see you soon!